All right. So I got that all finished up, and you might be looking at the screen saying, boy, look at that purple line. Look at that delta error. That looks terrible. But you got to remember, look at the numbers on the side. Remember I said below 3 was imperceptible? This is 0.5. Everything is below 0.5. And to see it better, you can see like, it doesn't look that great in here. It's a little bit off, but you know, pretty good, pretty good. But if I go back to right click, scale, RGB, I set it back to 0 to 200%. It's default. Look at that. Flat as can be. Delta error, scale, delta E. This was at 0 to 10, I believe, to start with. Look at that. You can barely see it. It's so low on the screen. Everything is well below 1. It's all below 0.5. And gamma over here on the right, I can right click, scale, gamma, set it back to 1 to 3. Looks excellent. Up top, it's really hard, I find, to get the 90% and stuff exactly adjusted. I could do better. This is plenty good enough for me. Just on the brightest ends of the scale, you'll find that, at least in my experience, it's a lot harder to get those exactly correct. But I'm looking at a delta error of 0.4 for 90% and 0.1 for 100%. I'm doing just fine. Luminance, like I said, I've just always kept this here. It just tracks the luminance all the way through the scale, and it looks like you can't even see the reference line because I'm right on target, so that's... I can't explain that chart much better, but the gamma chart, you can see, very, very excellent. And RGB levels, again, we're zoomed in. Let's go to scale, RGB 0 to 200. It's default. Really, really, really flat. Let me check my delta E. I think it's set, but 0 to 10 is its normal. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Beautiful. So that's it. Our grayscale is done. You can go in more detailed. Let me show you how to do that right quick. And I probably should, but I'm not going to. But you can go to parameters under measures. If you look under measures and at the very bottom, parameters, and then you have number of grayscale levels. Choose 20. Hit OK. I'm not going to do it, but hit OK and then rerun it. And you'll see that it's not going to be as nice as this, because it'll show, instead of 0, 10, 20, it'll go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And you can get a lot more granular doing it that way. And that is the better way to do it. I recommend it. I'm just not going to for this, just to get through this. But you can do it that way if you really want to pull your hair out trying to get everything just right. But anyways, now we're going to move on to color. So the first thing we want to do is go to measure primary and secondary colors and then hit yes. It's going to pop up a window, and these are dark shades. You'll notice that, again, that's because I chose 75% reference, not full 709 rec 709. This is 75%. So now if I go to CIE diagram, get this out of your way, you can see right here, that's my blue that I just measured. That's the green that I just measured. And this larger triangle here is the reference. That's where I want to be for 75%. Actual rec 709 is this green one here, this red one way over here, and this blue one way down here, which I can never get to line up. So I do 75% to get it for the colors that you see most often on the screen. So let me show you how to do that. So if it's not, it will automatically go to primaries and secondaries, but if it didn't, if you're still on grayscale, go up to this view, click this drop down, and choose primaries and secondaries. Then you have your colors. And so I can start with red. I can click it, hit continuous measurements. It's going to pop up a window. And now I can go into my 3D CMS on my phone. So I'm going to the color space or the color management system, and in the red adjustment here, I have options of red, green, and blue for that. And so all I'm going to do here is look over to the left to these three, and I want to get them all as close to 100% as I can. So as we can see, they're very far off. Let's start by bumping red. Let's just choose a random number. Okay. For some reason, my colors aren't corresponding correctly. I'm going to try to figure this out, and then I'll be right back. But that's what you're going to do, is you're going to choose a color. Let's say I select green. It's going to start measuring green. And for some reason, it's reading very far off. I think there's something wrong with my setting, but I'm going to stop here, figure this out, and then we'll be right back. But all you're going to do is go into your CMS and adjust the colors to get them all at 100%, and that'll set your colors correctly. So I'll be right back.